Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bookie Bashing. It is finally here, week one of the NFL season. I'm your host, Anthony Nicky Jr., alongside my two trusted colleagues, Ace Berg.
How are we, folks? I hope everybody's excited.
And Joey Staxxx.
Guys, how we doing?
I can talk for both of them. We've been waiting a long time for this weekend. Week one, NFL season. Got a little taste last night with the Seattle Seahawks dominating 36-16 as the Super Bowl banner went up, and the 12th man was wild last night. I'm not going to say anything because we didn't put anything up. Staxxx made a little something on that.
Yeah, it's a tradition now. I always got to put a little bit of action on the first game of the season.
On the first game, and he was pitching 31-13. He was saying Green Bay's offense wasn't going to be able to figure it out. He was right. But last night in the opener, Seattle was your pick. Seattle was your play. -6, of course, easily getting the job done. This week, we are excited to give you our first 5 picks. Last year, if you followed any of us, we didn't do it together. We were on separate websites, and we were charging you for all this action. You were getting 1 free pick a week. But other than that, you were paying money. Nowadays, we're killing the bookies enough ourselves that we don't have to charge you for these picks. Now, the 3 of us have come together in an attempt to ruin your bookie, to crush Las Vegas. We want to help you out. We're putting our 3 minds together, and we're giving you 5 free, that's right, 5 free picks each week. So every week, 5 free picks, 5 locks, 5 games that we love. You're getting 3 great handicappers, minds together, and we're not charging you a cent. We want you to do damage this year instead of emptying your wallets out to Vegas. So I could talk all day about us, but what you are hearing is true. That's 3 handicappers putting our 5 best picks together and giving them to you for free every week. But without further ado, let's get into making some money. Let's make some money this week. Let's start off at the top with game 1 of the NFL season.
Buffalo at Chicago.
Buffalo heads to Chicago to take on the Bears at Soldier Field in the opener. Bears laying 7 points. Might seem like a lot, but you gotta ride Chicago hard in this game. Here's a Bills team that comes in 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 road games, and they're known for struggling on the road. Not just struggling on the road, struggling to win games in general. Here's a Bills squad that hasn't been to the playoffs since 1999, and they got to take on a high-flying offense like the Chicago Bears in the opener. I got Jay Cutler at quarterback, who has Alshon Jeffries, Brandon Marshall, Bennett at tight end. He's got weapons all over the place, not to mention Matt Forte running the ball on the ground. This Bears team should have no problem covering by double digits against a Bills squad that comes in really lacking weapons on offense and with a bunch of high-end players who have struggled on defense with their time in Buffalo.
Yeah, I think the game really gets summed up when we talk about the Bears' offense. I want to go back to last season. Everyone knows Jay Cutler got hurt for a significant amount of time, but the thing is, every other person didn't. This team is well gelled, and Jay Cutler came back and played really well for them. If you look at Cutler's numbers last year, he had a career-high passer rating, and he had his best completion percentage in 2007 when he was in Denver. I think this offense can do great things, and I don't think the Bills can come anywhere close to keeping up with them.
It's as simple as this. Mike Williams, a banged-up rookie receiver, Sammy Watkins, and E.J. Manuel. And on the other side, we got Jay Cutler, Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, Matt Forte. This one's going to get ugly quick and over early.
So first pick of this NFL season, Chicago Bears to roll by double digits. 38-17 over the Bills.
Carolina at Tampa Bay.
Carolina heads to Tampa Bay in the opening week of the season, and they get 2 points. That's right, you heard it correctly. They are getting 2 points. And this, for the first time this season, is going to be your odds maker ever. The value that you are getting here at Carolina cannot be missed. I have an NFC Championship team that went there last year because of defense. Everybody's talking about Cam Newton missing these receivers. It doesn't matter. Tampa Bay was 4-12 last season. Yeah, you bring in Lovie Smith, but guess what? The team got younger. Tampa Bay's going to be rebuilding again this season. And now you give me a team that was in the NFC Championship game, getting 2, who beat Tampa Bay twice by double digits last season. Yeah, I'm going to roll Carolina here all day. Here's a team 6-2 against the spread versus the NFC South. What does that mean? They get up for big games. They got a big game in the opener. Bucks, on the other hand, 1-4 against the spread against the NFC South. Roll Carolina hard here.
Yeah, a lot of people are concerned about Cam Newton's health. The guy's 6'6", 250-something pounds. He's a beast. He's going to play. He's going to be all right. We got Kelvin Benjamin over there. Him and Cam are going to hook up all season. He's going to get his. A lot of people are concerned about these receivers that we lost, but Benjamin and Cam Newton are going to hook up all season long. This guy's a beast. You guys are going to see him towards the top of the charts this season. We got Jason Avant, who's got some great hands. We got Greg Olsen, guys that can get the job done for Cam. And not to mention, this offense wasn't that great last year. They weren't that pretty, and they're going to win this game.
Folks, I love to find the value where other people overlook it. And when you have a team that was in the NFC Championship last year, getting two, you just have to take that. This team was in the NFC Championship, guys. And let me tell you, that defense truly got them there. This defense really hasn't changed much. You might have lost a name or two, but I think guys are just getting better and better on that team. They really can make up for those losses, especially when they're playing a team that has a brand new coach, brand new quarterback who, if you ask me, is not nearly a stud by any means. And then you look at the offense, like Joey said, the wide receivers did not wow me last year. Sure, you got a whole new group of them. I kind of like these guys. I love this offense, and I truly don't see how that Buccaneers offense can move the ball against this Panthers defense. I really like Carolina in this game.
One of those games where Carolina just finds a way to win. I'm not necessarily going to say it's going to be pretty. I'm not going to say you're not going to sweat a little bit, but in a low-scoring game, this Carolina team comes out on top, 17-13, outright winner.
San Francisco at Dallas.
San Francisco comes to Dallas, laying 4.5, and everybody and their mother likes these 49ers. How can you not? You got Jim Harbaugh head coaching. You got Colin Kaepernick at quarterback. Well, us three are going to say something different. Dallas Cowboys getting 4.5 all day in this game. Home team in this head-to-head matchup, 3-0-2 against the spread in their last 5 meetings, and now I'm getting points at home. I know Dallas isn't that pretty on paper. I know you question their defense. But this Cowboys team matches up pretty well against San Francisco. I got Dez Bryant at receiver, I got Jason Witten at receiver, and I got Tony Romo still. That in itself will put up points at home in the opener, in the dome, and will make it tough for San Francisco to score. Here's a 49ers team, guys, that hasn't impressed in the preseason. I know it's only preseason, but still, you got to start to show something, and there's been a lot of distraction, whether it's Aldon Smith, whether it's McDonald now having the domestic violence issues. A lot of distractions in San Francisco. I think it's a field goal game, and I think Dallas is your play here.
I gotta say, the Cowboys were a laughingstock after last season. That defense was historically bad, and I mean historically bad. They were pitiful to watch. The funny thing is, though, they were one Kyle Orton interception away from sweeping the NFC East. Now, I know the Giants weren't good, I know the Redskins weren't good, but everybody talks up those Eagles, and even so, they're tough games. It shows the Cowboys can win some tough games, even with a horrible defense. Now, I'm not saying the defense is a top 10 defense by any means, but can they really be historically bad again? I'm willing to bet that they improve a little, and I think the distractions might be a little too much for San Francisco on a big opening night in Big D.
There's just something about this game where the Cowboys feels like they have some magic. They got a lot of pressure. They're getting a lot of criticism after last season. Their defense is suspect. But let me give you a little piece of information that's going to back me in this magical game. 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 openers. The distractions in San Francisco are going to be an issue. This team hasn't looked good in preseason. You're absolutely right. And that's going to go to show here in this first week. I'm not going to say that they're not going to get it together down the line, the Niners, but right here, right now, the Cowboys is your play.
I'm not a huge Jason Garrett guy, but numbers don't lie. And 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 openers, that tells me when you give this guy some time to prepare, an entire offseason per se, he's going to at least come in and they're going to play hard. Cowboys win outright, stun everybody, 27-24.
Tennessee at Kansas City.
Tennessee heads to Arrowhead in the opener to take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and we are getting 3 points. Gotta love the Titans in this game. I know it's been a long time since relevance for this Tennessee team. Having said that, Ken Wisenhunt comes in, who's a great quarterback mind after spending a year in San Diego, and he helped turn Phillip Rivers' career around. Now you give him Jake Locker, who was a great prospect, hasn't really filled those shoes yet as a franchise quarterback. I think Wisenhunt's going to surprise a lot of people and help turn him around. To go with that, I got a very strong running back tandem in Tennessee. 3 guys that can carry the ball, and Sean Green, McCluster on the outside, and Sankey, the rookie, comes in. This Chiefs squad, although they started 9-0 last year, they kind of came back to reality at the end of the season. They were 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 home games. Now, when the Titans match up against these Chiefs, the road team 5-1 against the spread. So that tells me that this team isn't going to be scared of taking on Arrowhead. I think they got a lot to prove in Tennessee. And I just don't think that the Chiefs are as good as everybody thinks they are. Tennessee takes this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty bullish when it comes to these Titans, but I gotta say I'm very bearish when it comes to these Chiefs. I hate these Chiefs. These Chiefs this year are gonna be no good. They fooled every single person last year by starting off 9-0. They didn't even do it impressively. They squeaked by in most of those games. They grinded them out. It wasn't a pretty 9-0 by any means. And then they fell off the face of the earth. And if you watch them after that first 9 games, they were as bad as any team in football. I would have almost taken any other team in football any given Sunday rather than those Chiefs towards the end of last year. They were horrible. I just don't see that offense being very good. The defense is a little bogus this year. God, I just really like these Titans to surprise a lot of people on Sunday.
Other than Jamal Charles, there's not too much else to love in Kansas City. Alex Smith, he's proven that he can't really get the job done. They started off hot last year, but they proved their true colors late. These Titans have a good offensive line. They're going to pound that ball. I love that running back trio also. I really think that this is going to be a real ugly game, very low scoring, and the Titans take it.
My X factor that we haven't even mentioned, Dwayne Bowe, although another guy that's kind of, to me, up and down, but he's not playing. So it's another weapon out for Kansas City. I think Titans surprise a lot of people. 21-20, another outright winner.
Cincinnati at Baltimore.
If there is one thing I love, it's AFC North battles, and it's when the home team is laying only a little bit of points. I get that exactly in this week 1. Cincinnati goes to Baltimore, Baltimore laying 1. Love that. The home team in this series has won 8 of the last 9 games, and the only time that didn't happen was when Baltimore won in Cincinnati. Cincinnati struggles to find any type of offense in Baltimore. The Ravens are one of those teams that when they're at home and they got that crowd behind them, they are very tough to stop. Flacco manages the game more. I know Ray Rice is out for 2 weeks, but I still have Bernard Pierce, who's great between the tackles. I love him. Real hard-nosed runner, north-south guy. You bring in Steve Smith. I think he's an X-factor on offense. I think these Ravens might be okay. Maybe just a 500 team, but I know Cincinnati struggles on the road anytime they're going somewhere in the AFC North. Take the Ravens -1 at home.
I like a name you just brought up there, and that was Steve Smith. I think Steve Smith is going to bring them what they lost when they let Anquan Bolden run over to San Francisco. Steve Smith, when he's healthy, which he is right now, can be an X-factor for Flacco to get some guys open, maybe get the ball to hit it down the middle. I also think Baltimore is just a very tough place to play for an undisciplined team like Cincinnati. I really just don't like these Bengals very much. I don't think they're horrible. I just think they might be trending in the wrong direction. The offense is getting better. I want to say the defense is getting worse. Don't be surprised when this defense is not even a top 15 defense this year. I like the Ravens this Sunday.
Yeah, Dalton's just a different quarterback on the road. The guy doesn't have what he does back in Cincinnati. And that's a lot of quarterbacks in the league. And now he's back on the road in this hostile environment in Baltimore, where he's had no success, very little success, and I'm laying 1 point. No brainer.
Yeah, you got to love just Baltimore to need to win. I think it's probably going to be a close game, might be a field goal game, but Baltimore definitely comes out on top, 23-20. All right, so that's going to wrap us up with Week 1, your first 5 winners of the season. Chicago Bears, -7 at home. Carolina, getting 2 on the road. Dallas, getting 4 at home. Baltimore, -1 at home. And the Tennessee Titans, getting 3 on the road. Remember, this isn't just a one-time thing, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming. We are consistency. We're giving you 5 free picks every week. We'll have them up every Saturday for you. And we're going to help you build that bankroll and take down your bookies this season. For Joey Staxxx and Ace Berg, I am your host, Anthony Nicky Jr. We will see you next week.